Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name's Em. I'm a lover of all things planning and stationery, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my top layouts for the Hobonichi Cousin. I went through the 4 years of Hobonichi Cousins that I've got and selected my favourite layouts and different types of layouts, so I could talk you through kind of how to set them up, how I use them, why I use them, and yeah, hopefully give you some inspiration if you're stuck in a bit of a planning rut. I've kind of divided them into 6 categories or sections or of kind of styles of layouts, so I'll just kind of talk through them in those sections and maybe talk about the planner that I'm referring to, just so you can kind of get a feel for how my planning has potentially changed over the years, because I think it's changed quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see kind of how my planning looks in another 4 years of the Cousin. But kicking off is the layout that I'm calling my categories layout. This is something that I've used on and off for a couple of years, and I'm back into using it at the moment because I've kind of forgotten how much I loved it and how much it works for me. So the principle of this layout is the top half is like a regular planner, so all of my events and day specific tasks go in here. Then the bottom I section off into clear categories, and all of the non-day specific tasks in each of those categories, they go in here rather than up here. The reason for that is I work full time and I don't use this as a work planner. So if I were to write in when I'm probably going to do most of these tasks, Saturday and Sunday would look really full, and then the rest of the week would look quite sparse. This allows me to make the pages look a lot more balanced and just drop all of these tasks in here. It also means as well, because I hate the thing of kind of planning out my week and planning out when I think I'm going to do the tasks, even if I don't need to do them on that day, but then it kind of sits empty. So perfect example is setting up this planner. I thought, yeah, I'll probably get around to doing that on Friday. I didn't, so now it just kind of sits here watching me. I'll probably do it today after I've finished filming this, but yeah, having this kind of layout stops that from happening, because if it doesn't need to be done on a certain day, or if I don't think I'm going to get to do it on that day, it just takes out that kind of added element that I don't need in my planning. I know that there's certain things that absolutely have to be done and I keep on track of them, and then everything else, it's a case of, okay, Wednesday evening, I don't have any plans, don't have much to do, don't have any orders to do, therefore let's have a look at these tasks down here and what can I get on with, basically. The notes section I don't always use, but it's always handy just to have a little area, because that is one thing that I'm really terrible at doing, which is pulling different planners or notebooks out, making a note of something and then not knowing where it is. But at least if I've got a little section here, I can at least broadly keep it organised. The left hand side of the page, so the sidebar, generally used for different things. So if there's a lot of posts that I'm waiting for, I'll use that. This week I'm using it for things that I'm waiting for, so it might be emails or refunds, things like that goes in there. And then I've used this sticker here for my Instagram post for the week. So yeah, love this layout. I especially love it because I adore this kit. So this is from the new spring month of kits that I've just released in the shop. I will leave a link. I love the yellows, and the pink just works beautifully, and given we've had quite a nice week weather-wise, this is matched really nicely. So yeah, this is my go-to layout at the moment. Yeah, I'm glad I kind of rediscovered it. Next, sticking with this planner, is my version of the Alistair method. I wrote a blog post all about this style of planning, so if you do want to know more about it, have a look in the description because there will be a link. But basically the week is split up into 3. The top half I use for events, and maybe kind of, it's just a nice area for stickers, so there'll be some tasks in there just so I can use up my stickers. The middle section is for kind of recurring tasks or recurring themes of tasks. So this is really good, particularly for a work planner. If you do the same things on a daily or every other day, you just write the task in the sidebar and then put a signifier on the day that it needs to be done. And then sometimes I'll add a comment to give a bit more info. So I'll write things like photographs or blog. So then what I'll do is write next to it what actual photograph I need to take, or what part of blog tasks do I need to do. Is it writing? Is it scheduling, etc. Then the bottom is again for day specific tasks. So because there'll be things, day specific tasks, sorry, that don't recur more than once. So there's no point in me writing Skillshare class in here if I'm only going to do one class a week. At the moment I'm not doing any, but and install PSU, I'm only going to do that once, so I'm not going to take up a line on here, because then I just have a very full kind of sidebar, and then the rest of this will look very kind of sparse and bare. And when I initially started planning in this way, that is what happened. So this is a really nice happy medium for kind of keeping reoccurring tasks or reoccurring themes, like designing and things like that. Keep them nice and kind of clean, but then still have kind of normal planning space. So yeah, the sidebar's pretty much taken up with that, but as you can see, I had kind of another waiting on section, and then this was used for meal planning. Next, we've got what I called a sticker bomb layout. So this is kind of not where I go nuts with stickers, but it's kind of decor heavy pages, I guess. So this is a deluxe kit from the shop in Floral Brights, one of my favourite designs. Absolutely love these colours. And yeah, this is for the weeks where I just want to have a lot of colour, a lot of decor. The planning is pretty kind of normal, so it's all kind of day specific tasks and stuff. As you can see, what I mentioned earlier, loads of tasks in Saturday and Sunday in comparison to the rest of the week, so that's why there's a few more stickers in the beginning of the week than the end. So yeah, I don't do this every week. It's a bit much for me. I do quite like clean and simple layouts a lot of the time, but every so often I do just want a lot of stickers and for it to look pretty. I then have to kind of show you, so this is from my 2018 planner. So my first one was actually a spring edition cousin, because I was quite late in purchasing one. So for those that don't know, the spring edition starts on the 1st of April in line with Japanese academic year, and they get released on the 1st of Feb. So I purchased my cousin after that, so I was like, I might as well get a spring cover, get a spring version. The cover is just from AliExpress, because I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy the Hobonichi, so I didn't want to spend all that money on one of their covers. And actually, really happy with this cover. It served me well. It got a bit tatty, which was to be understandable given it was fabric, but I liked the pockets in the front, I liked the pen loop. It worked well for me for the year that I had it. This is sticker bomb, but not quite to the same level, because there's a bit less decor, so there's no full boxes in this kit. This is the regular Peachy Bees kit, non-deluxe version, but it's just an example of kind of when I like to have lots of stickers, what it looks like, but while still kind of keeping the stickers primarily functional, I'd say, because although there are a lot of stickers, to me they are all functional, so it serves a function because it shows that I was ill with a headache, or whatever it was that was wrong with me that day. So yeah, that's what I call sticker bomb. Back into my 2020 planner. So I forgot to mention, this was my 2020 planner. This cover was from One Star Leather Goods. Really nice, thick, sturdy planner. Really love this. Love the pockets. I just didn't like the fact that there were no pen loops, because I do like to keep a pen with me. But there's a lot of layouts in here that I really enjoyed as kind of my, I don't even know kind of how to call these layouts. Simple stickers, like simple sticker layouts, so not massive on stickers, but still some in there. So as you can see, leaning more on kind of lists and then just a few stickers to kind of break up the days, rather than kind of all out kits and boxes and full boxes and things like that. This is probably the most common layout that I've used in my years of planning, particularly in this cousin, and there's a few different weeks that I've used this kind of, I suppose, method of planning. Yeah, I really like it. It's just, for me, it's a nice balance between productive and stickers, but without kind of going too much either way. This week in particular I really like, because this was using the shape stickers from the shop, just to kind of create like a really nice monochromatic look, and then a few sparkly kind of, I suppose these are technically headers, but I've used them almost like breaks in the page. But yeah, some of my favourite layouts, and definitely kind of the style that I always go back to every so often. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of, in the middle of last year, that was definitely my planning vibe. Like that. This is very similar as well to how Lindsay Scribbles plans. So she uses her cousin, I believe, more for journaling, so she'll go back in and fill it after the event, but it means she can kind of spread out everything quite nicely and have everything kind of quite neatly written out, and then break it up with stickers as and when. So yeah, that's simple stickers, as I'm calling it. Next up we've got sections. So that sounds really weird, but it'll all become clear. So this is where I split out the week. It's a little bit similar to the categories, but in a slightly different way. So how I would split up the week here is, so the top is events basically, the big chunk in the middle is all of my tasks by day, and then meal planning or meal recording, I guess, and then exercise and step count. It's just, I don't even know kind of where this came from. I think it was kind of born out of the kind of flowy sticker weeks. Sometimes I found it hard to kind of balance up the days and kind of keep it looking balanced. That probably makes absolutely zero sense because I can't really kind of demonstrate it, but some days I was a little bit worried that it was kind of too many stickers, and then other days with too many tasks. So I thought if I section up the days, then it makes it kind of, there's some really clear sections, and it almost doesn't matter if there's a load of white space, because, well, that is my to-do section and I don't have that many to-dos that day for whatever reason. So yeah, that's just how it is. I used this a few times, but it kind of, I played with it kind of throughout the year really. Yeah, this is another example, a kind of later on example, where I decided to use stickers as a bit of a signifier. It works really well if I'm trying to do lots of different things in one planner, I find, because then it creates a bit of clarity, and it helps kind of my brain, rather than having lots of different things mixed up. So having kind of, so content calendar I think is in here, and kind of health and fitness makes it really easy to kind of fill out and keep track of things if there's a real clear section, so I know that my meal planning or my meal logging is here and my exercise is here, but all of my events and tasks are there. I'm not sure how much sense that is making. Let me know if you do have any comments or questions in the comments, and I'll definitely answer them for you. Finally, is the layout style that I probably have used the least, and actually looking through my planners, I've actually never done a pen only spread. The couple that I've got to show you again in my 2020 planner, as you can see, they're not pen only. There's still a few stickers. This is a bit like the section layout, but I've just used highlighters to kind of differentiate, and then used very few stickers. I then have another week in here. I find there's quite a few people on Instagram that do a very good job of pen only spreads, and it tends to work for them, where they've used pens for time blocking. So I don't know if I've got, I feel like, so kind of blocking out the days when they're at work or doing something, and then just writing the tasks around that. It's not really, like I say, because I don't use this for work, it wouldn't really work for me. I'd just kind of have like a big block out there, and then just kind of things written around it, and I just don't think it would look very good. I might try it one day. I also think, and this is kind of the closest I've got to it, that a pen only spread works really well if you're using this as a bit of a bullet journal. So actually this just becomes your daily log, rather than having specific kind of daily pages. Just have the running log of the tasks and events and notes in here. I think that would look really cool. Again, if, unlike me, you were using this planner for work, or you worked from home and this was your catch-all planner for everything. But yeah, so this is the closest I've got to it. I really like how it looks. I just don't think I have enough going on in my days to kind of really do a good job of a pen only spread. I just think it would end up looking quite bare, hence why I've kind of left lots of gaps in between. But let me know, you might have done pen only spreads, or you might never use stickers in your cousin and have kind of a similar setup to me. And you might drop me a comment and say, actually no, it looks really good. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts actually. And yeah, so that's my kind of different layouts, my kind of 6 main go-tos in my planning. I love trying new layouts in my cousin, so it'd be quite nice to revisit this next year, or later in the year if I've used some different layouts. If you do have a different way of planning in your cousin, please let me know in the comments, because I love seeing how other people use it, and that's kind of the beauty of the cousin. The pages are so, on first look they might look quite kind of prescriptive in terms of how you use it, but actually the way you can split up those pages and use them really differently, so the horizontal planning that I've done with the sections and things like that, yeah, the possibilities are really endless. Just because I mentioned all the other covers, this is a Midori cover, so I know a lot of people talk about whether the Midori cover actually fits on the cousin. It does, it just takes a bit of work. Some people say blowing it with a hairdryer to warm it up, but yeah, if you just want a really simple clear cover, the Midori cover, I'll link it when I find it. Really cheap, really good, and as you can see you can put vellum in it, just to give it a bit of decor, and it does mean you can kind of change up your planner with the seasons rather than actually buying a whole cover. But I hope you liked that video, I hope that was useful. If there's any of the layouts that you kind of want me to go through in a bit more detail in terms of how I use them, how I set them up, please let me know in the comments. If you want to see any flip throughs of some of these older planners, particularly kind of like my first planner and how I used it, again, let me know in the comments and I'll happily film it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!